Hey guys, today I wanted to try something. I had gotten some new dyes last night to make ornaments with. Yep, you can say hi. Hi! Okay. Say hi to me too. Okay. So I started making ornaments with the new dyes out of painted papers and out of scrapbook paper. See, I got this pretty bell, and I have a snowman too, but I didn't try that one yet. So I did this die here, right? Because I have them. I have a large one and then 3 or 4 smaller ones. And this gave me an idea. So I went ahead and got out some cardboard. This was a cereal box, and I covered it up with pieces of scrap that I had. You can call them scrap box paper, you can call it serendipity paper, Franken paper, whatever you call it. That's what I did, and I did it on a piece of chipboard. So I'm going to add a few things to this to kind of bring it all together. So I got out some texture stamps, and I'm going to try that. And I'm going to use this black ink pad because this one is seriously black. So, leave that there for a minute, please. Okay. So, let's see if this ink pad's even still alive here. Come on. So, I'm just going to go around and add some texture. I'm not too crazy about that stamp. I have some words here. Whatever this is, it looks like words, but you can't actually read them. So just go around and stamp. Okay. This stamp is nice. Okay, I'll try one of my other ones here. Okay. I really like the music notes. This stamp came from the Geek app. I think you can also get it from AliExpress. And if you use those, if you order stuff from those Chinese sites, I suggest the AliExpress over Geek, because Geek has been getting, these sellers on Geek have been getting pretty sneaky by collecting a lot of money for shipping. If you're very quiet, you can go get it. So, quiet please. So AliExpress, most of them tend to be free shipping. So you pay $1 for this and the shipping is free, or it tells you right there what the shipping is. You don't have to go searching in a different section to find the shipping. So I've been doing all my business with AliExpress lately as opposed to Geek. I'm going to give this ink a minute to dry because this is office ink. She's not awake? Okay, thank you. Thank you. This is office ink and it has been re-inked before because the black is very heavy. So I'm just going to give this a minute to dry while I wash the ink off my hands. I did a little bit of organizing today so I can get at my paints better, and I had gotten some stuff in the mail today, so I had to find homes for that. So it's nice to have all my stuff kind of organized and to have some baby wipes within, reach. Okay, so wipe off my stamps. So if this goes how I hope it'll go, the chipboard will go through, the die will cut the chipboard, which in most cases it does, but I have paper layered on here, so I don't know how well it's going to work, but I'm still going to try. I am still going to give it a try. And see how that goes. But first, because the best way to art is 2 layers, so let's get a stencil. I grabbed this one because I thought this would be nice for ornaments. And I'm going to grab a sponge. Right, grab a sponge, one of my 50-cent sponges, and I'm going to grab my white paint. This is just some stuff left over from what I was doing today. So now I moved my paint. Now I gotta just move everything so I can get to the paint, right? Okay. So shake this up and move some of my, I still have like all my Christmas journal stuff all over the place, so I literally only have about a foot of space to move. Alright. So thin this out because I don't want it to be too thick on here, right? And just sponge some on. I'm sorry about the darkness. My lighting isn't the greatest in here. So I'm working in the dark zone over here. Okay, we'll just scatter it around here. Okay. And we won't go through the whole stencil. We'll just do a little bit here and there. Okay. Let's see. Because it is going to smudge the ink a little bit on the glossier or more satin surfaces, and some of the paper on here is like a satin. Okay, we got some there. That looks good. Let's go over here. And over here. Okay. Little quiet down, please, okay? Alright, so get some white. You could also do this. You could also do something with gesso, you know. I have been seeing a lot of cool things where people gesso something and then take wax paper and crumple it up and go over the gesso, and that looks pretty cool, you know. So you can do something like that and create some really nice texture. Gesso creates a very nice, very matte texture, which is a lot of, you know, which is a great base for just about anything you're about to do. So I just want to get rid of some of this. I just want to make it kind of blended a little bit better here. Okay, like that, looking good. The snowflake's not gonna matter. The snow paper, I mean, because that's white. So this is not gonna make a difference there. Okay, yeah, I found some Christmas paper. Going through some of my scrapbook paper last night to cut dies out of. I found some more Christmas paper. I'm like, this journal is gonna be huge by the time I'm done. Right? So it's gonna be a mess. So this is looking pretty good. And then I was thinking, let me just get rid of some of this white so it'll dry on here so I don't have to deal with it getting everywhere. Quiet that down for a minute, please, honey, okay? Thank you. Okay, just trying to get rid of some of this. I was thinking about also doing some of the green paper, the green metallic paint that I have, and adding some here and there. So we'll get that paint out. Now that I can see all my paint, I just bought I've owned this green metallic, but I just bought some more, a couple of metallic paints that I like. You know what? I should have dried this first because the white is going to be everywhere. So let's just dry this. Oh, nope. I got to plug it in. And it sounds like I'm being paged from the other room, so I might not even be able to do this tonight. We will see for a minute. So lift this up so I don't get the green paint over there and I don't dry that. Alrighty. That white paint is pretty dry. Let's grab something for texture. Maybe I can do some, find a stencil here maybe. We'll do some circles in this metallic-y green, which is really nice. Okay. And it's blending with the white paint that's still on the sponge, and I don't care. I think that looks pretty cool. It blends. I have not tried a stipple brush, but I really like the cosmetic sponges for stenciling. They hold a good amount of paint, and they create a nice texture on the page, especially if you're working at something with a lot of texture and you glob the paint on there. It's a nice texture. I am definitely being page. Let's hurry up and get through this green so I can tend to the little nugget. And then I can return later after bedtime and finish this up. Which will work because it'll give this a good amount of time to dry so I don't have to deal with any tackiness with the paint. Go off the page a little bit. Get this paper. Sometimes you gotta really get right into it. You gotta really just go nuts. I also picked up, I think I picked up a metallic red. The color I was there for, which was a rose gold, they did not have. I was pretty upset. The brand they did have is the brand that I already own, which the paint is like gone bad, and it appears that they have not changed that paint out since I bought mine a few months back, so pretty disappointing. Actually, it was more than a few months. It was probably close to a year ago, and the paint there looked exactly the same as the one I have, so. Okay, a little more green here, and then it is off to save the day. Mom to the rescue. Nice. Okay, so I will be back. Okay, so I have the whole crew in here, so we'll see how this goes. Ugh. Grabbing my big shot, dropping my snowman. I gotta grab my other plate. Okay. I'm gonna have to trim this down. So what I'm going to do, I lost my scissors today in the abyss of my desk. And it's like one of those things where you don't really want to go moving too many things. Oh, hold on. Turn off my autofocus because it might go crazy here. So I'll just use my smaller scissors. Okay. And get my big shot in frame here. This is the snowman. This is the bell. What I like is that it has these little snowflakes that I am saving too, and it has little swirlies that I'm also saving. So, throw nothing away, right? Here is the big ornament, and then it goes down in size. And I was using the smallest, but I think I'm going to use the middle one for the effect that I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm going to move this up into the corner because I waste as little as possible that way. I am going to put my paper face, this is dry, I'm going to put my paper face down like so. Put my warped plate on top and make sure it's in there right. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think it's going through. Yeah, cut it. I think. It's hard to tell with though. Almost. Let's go through again. With the chipboard and the thin die, sometimes you have to do it, 2 or 3 times to get it to cut through. So you just gotta roll it and roll it. Okay, let's see. I think I can see it has been cut. It moves this every time, but that's pretty close, right? Okay, there's one. And you get a little one too. I don't think I'm going to get 2 over this though. I'm not. I'm going to have to cut another strip, but that's okay. You can use this for other pieces, right? So, let's cut out some strips. Put that there. Put that there. Grab these. I'm going to cut out some strips. Move all my die cuts from last night. Hi, baby. Today, the baby took all of the boxes and baskets and buckets of toys in here and just dumped them out. All of them. It was crazy. But she's being pretty quiet right now. She just ate some carrots. So her belly is nice and full. So she's happy. She'll play for a little while and then probably, because she napped kind of late today, she'll probably go back to bed around 8:30 is what I'm figuring on. This one's going to be just a little bit too big, so I'm going to cut the end off. Okay. Okay, so I've got myself some pieces. I'm going to grab my other die. If I can find it now. Here we go. See if I can center that a little better. And put this in. Push it up at the top. Okay. Try not to disturb my dies. And crank this through a few times. Okay, let's see. There is our second one. And we have another little ornament. Let's stick that back in. Push it up. Yeah, kinda. No, I gotta finish making it, honey. Okay, stick that on there. And stick that right there. And crank it through 3 or 4 times again. Okay. So this one it moved, but that's fine. You're not going to get it every time, right? So that one's going to be a little off center. That stinks that I can't fit. Ooh, I could fit another one on here. Let's do it. Okay, right here, right here. I'll just go back up here. Like this. Center that. And do this. Waste not, people. I have been considering doing Dances with Pitbull's Crazy Rebecca's 100 Things Challenge, where you make 100 things without buying anything, just using your stash. The only thing you can buy, I think, is glue, but I even have a ton of this. Cleaning today, I found like so many glue sticks that I can use up, you know. I have 2 boxes of glue sticks. So I'm thinking about trying that challenge. The only problem is we do a lot of thrifting. So like when we take a day off for ourselves, that's what we do. We go thrifting. So I think that's going to be the hardest part, is when I find something that I can't live without at the thrift store. You know, like those rare occasions, like I found Stampin' Up! Stamps at the thrift store. This is going to fit better on this side, but this side's got the music notes on the snow. Let's do the music notes. I found a brand new set of Stampin' Up! Stamps at the thrift store. Never opened. Never used, right? From like 1999 for $3. I had to do it. I had to jump on that. And so that's going to be the hardest part for me, is when I find stuff like that, I have to do it. You know, I mean, I'm good on books. I went to the library's book sale last month. You know, I don't need any more books. I have boxes of them now in the trailer. So so I don't need to do any library book sales, and then, you know, right now, no matter how tempting it might be, but when you get the right deal on certain things, you can't not do it. So that's why I'm only thinking about it. But yeah, I got some stuff today that I ordered off of one of those sale groups on Facebook, so I had to find a home for all that. I got alcohol inks. I got some Stabilo pens, some gouache, which I have never used it. I don't even know what to do with it. There was some paint in there, and the thing I was in it for, the gelatos. So I got some gelatos to try, and I just love watching people use gelatos. I just love the way they are. Alright, how many of these do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 of these so far. So let's do 2. No! We don't play with the books. No books. She's been getting more curious with Mom's stuff, so I've been having to watch out, because she's into everything. No! No! She is into everything. Okay. Next. So, you gotta be stern because she does not listen. She is definitely a rebel. She is my rebellious child. Okay. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, one more because I can't quite see it yet, a 5, a 6. I think that I'm going to have to buy myself some plates for my birthday. Speaking of my birthday, I was so disgusted yesterday. I called Olive Garden to make a reservation for New Year's Eve, which is my birthday, and they told me that you can only make a reservation if you are a large party. So that really bummed me out because I love Olive Garden and that's what I would like to eat on my birthday, but I think that New Year's Eve falls on like a Monday, so I could probably go over the weekend, maybe like Saturday. Well, probably Sunday because nobody goes anywhere on Sundays, so go on Sunday. I was thinking about going to a couple of antique shops too, antique malls, but then I decided against it because the antiques are so expensive at these stores. So I'm gonna wait until there's a couple of places that we stopped in once or twice but didn't walk through all the way, so and they had like great collections of old magazines and old books. I got 4 Reader's Digest magazines for $1 from the 70s, so I think that I'm going to try that. Okay, let me try this. I have this one more, but that's okay. I can use it again. And that strip I'm just going to toss. I'm going to keep most of my scraps, though, and I'm going to just put them in my Christmas journal the way they are. I don't care. I'll make napkin backgrounds and put them in, and then I'll put Christmas cards right over them. I don't care. So, what I want to do now, I think I'm going to glue lace. If I got them lined up perfectly, it would work out a lot better. This one is really off, so I'm going to put that one aside. But the rest of these look pretty centered, right? Let's move this over so that you can see what we got going on. Hi, pumpkin. I think I'm going to get some of my lace. Okay, like this one, they're all a little off center. It moves. Once you get the paper through, it moves. So there's nothing you can do. I'm going to grab my white lace after I make sure that the little noodle isn't hanging on in my chair. Alright, I got some white lace, and I am going to glue white lace to the backs of all these. Okay, so in the opening. I'm going to use the Aleene's for that. Yeah, you think you're crazy. Find what I did with my scissors over here. Maybe I won't find what I did with my scissors, but hoping. Oh, thank you. No, don't grab the scissors. That wouldn't be good. Alright. Let's move these out of my way. We know what we're doing. Okay. So, just pieces. No. Just little pieces to go. Bless you. Over the ornaments like so. Okay. That one is a little too small though. I have to cut a bigger piece. Okay, let's start down here and cut like this so that we can Be sure. Okay. Cut another piece. I don't want to get this yellow stuff on there, so just cut up like that. Put that aside. I want it to be white. This piece isn't white, so I'm going to get rid of that one. They don't have a lot of white on this side. Okay. Let's see. Got one for that. Let's cut another piece. That one's not white. I got one for that. They don't have to be perfect, okay? The good thing about the Celines is that it does dry pretty quick, so then we can do what I'm thinking about doing with it. It does dry quickly. Okay. The baby loves playing with Lily's kitchen. I just think it's so sweet. It is so sweet. Alright. That one can go there. Just about long enough, right? And one more piece. And I have a ton of this lace that I'm using, so this is going to work out nicely. Very nicely. Okay, let's get gluing. Alrighty. Okay. There is one piece. Look at the lace. I like that. This would be nice too with other colored lace. Like if you dye your lace with Kool-Aid. That would be cool. I also have, you know what else would be really cool that I was thinking about when I was washing dishes earlier? Glitter paper. If you have glitter scrapbook paper, which I do not, because honestly, I don't do a lot with glitter. I own glitter. I have glitter pens. I have glitter glue. I have loose glitter that I just used to decorate some pine cones with a couple weeks ago. First time I used that stuff since I bought it about 8 years ago. I just don't glitter. I wish I did because it's pretty, but I don't. You know, I just recently started glittering painting papers, so I just haven't really, I'm not a glam person, but for the backs, for this part right here, glitter would be great. Glitter paper. I do have multiple colors of paper. I could make glitter paper between the dry glitter I have and the glitter paints that I have. Yeah, I could make glitter paper for sure. But I wanted to try with the lace, and I might even go so far as to try with some fabric because I don't know about you, but I have a small box of clothes just for their fabrics that I put aside just for crafting purposes. A lot of them are for the designs on them, but some of them are for the fabric itself. Like I have jeans because I like denim, so that would work. Tulle, if you have some tulle that is, you know, pretty. I have some nice metallic looking blue tulle. I have black. I have white. I have glittery looking white. Nice ribbons. A wide ribbon would be good for something like this. And again, I got these dies off of AliExpress. I just looked up Christmas ornament dies, and it said it would be here before Christmas, and it was. It came in yesterday. So I am going to see how this goes. I wanted to do it to make some ornaments for my own tree, so I thought that can you what? Not right now, honey. It's late now, but tomorrow we can on the table. So, you know, I just use this cover to burnish so that it doesn't stick to my fingers and then pull off when I move my finger. So, I got some edges I have to trim, which is no big deal. I should probably start with the driest one first, right? So, just go around. But this alone is nice as an ornament, you know, for just this, you know. And you can even put, if you had them lined up properly, you could put two together. And, you know, which even though it's not lined up perfect, it would still be nice if you glued them together. But no, I'm going to be really complicated about this. And I don't know if it's going to work. Lily, you got to turn that down, please. Okay. I haven't even made any Christmas cookies yet. I'm like holding off because I know how much of them I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat so many of them. And, you know, I've been giving it to my neighbors the past few years, so you have to make a lot, you know, to make sure everybody has cookies, you know. I'm not keeping these tiny pieces of lace. I know some of you do, but I just don't have room in my stash. Alright, I gotta give these a second to dry here before I move on to the next step. But I have two more cereal boxes that I cut the flaps off of. I used to keep the flaps on and incorporate those, but it's just so much work to have the flaps of the box too, you know. So this piece of lace isn't glued that well, but it'll do what I need it to do. This one's like dry, so I'm gonna let's fold this one. Well, can you turn that down a little bit more? See, this is hard to fold the chipboard. I don't think this is gonna do. The circle ornaments that I made a couple of weeks ago on that other video, I was thinking I could do the same with these. Ooh, maybe I still can. Hold on. One is folded. I'm waiting until the glue is dryish. You have to try and get it right in half. Okay, look at that first try. And the tops have the little holes for ornaments. So I am not interrupting the little ornament hole. Let that one dry for another minute. Okay. This one is dry. Okay, let's see. I glued these down. I used some of my gloss Mod Podge to try and use it up when I was making the scrap box papers. So just so you know, you can use any glue. I would suggest using a wet glue though, so that you can be sure of complete coverage. And I don't suggest going lightly. I suggest go heavy on it because you want that to hold up well, you know. So let us. I wonder if 3 would be good. No, probably 4. Right? Probably 4. Let's hold these together. Grab a 4th one. Let's see. Let's grab some clips and test it, because I want this to come out good. Okay. Okay, and this is nicer too than the circle ones because these are cut properly. The circle ones, I don't have a large circle punch, so, you know, and it would need to be like a 4-inch circle, which I don't have, so I was using a cover and cutting it by hand, which you know, you can never get it perfectly right every time. So I end up trimming it, and then it doesn't really even look like circles anymore. 4 would be nice. 4 would be very nice. Let's see what 5 would be like. 5 would also be very nice. Let's clip this. 5 would be very nice. See? Very nice for 5. 6 might be too much. I might go with 4. Let's see. 6. One. 6 is also very nice. But I think to keep it a little simpler, I am going to go with 4. Okay? Alright, so let's do 4. Let me get my clips back up here so they're not in my way. Okay. Alright, so first, before I do anything, I want to get rid of my little circles that didn't come out with the... I didn't poke them out. Some of them do not have them. A couple of them here, one of them, 2 of them, 3, 4 of them do. Lillian, quiet down, please. What does your sister have? That one, the circle's not coming out. This one it should. That one it did. Nicely. So we know which one we're not using, right? Okay, let's get glue on. I'm going to need these clips. What am I thinking? I'm going to need 4 of them. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us glue. Okay. Alright, there's one. Alright, there's another one. This might have a gap at the bottom, and if it does, that's okay because you can even give it a little tail if you wanted to. Right? Why not? Alright, and I'm going to need to line this up a little bit better. Okay. And I need to do this one. Very nice. The baby has a lot of things to talk about. Okay, we're going to do this. And line this up like so. Clip this here. Push all my butts together. And then for the top, I figured I'd just string a string through 2, or maybe even all 4, and then pull it up through the top. Either way, it doesn't matter. It'll hold it up. It will hold it up. So, I love these ornaments like crazy. I am going to do a whole bunch of them. I think that would look so cool, especially with the lace. I really like the lace in it. I really do. I do like the lace. And it gives me something, I have a ton of this lace right here, and I can use it up. So, regardless of whether or not I glue them together, what I will definitely do is do them back to back with lace in the middle. Yeah? Okay, man. I will definitely go back to back with lace in the middle as ornaments. But I like the dimension of the 4. Okay, honey. What do you think? So that's that, guys. And I am going to have a hole in there. See? So I can put a little, if you can glue it in, you can do it that way. You can, I don't know if you'd be able to string it and hide the string. You might be able to hide it somewhere in the lace if you start it up high. But I don't care either way. You can even put a cap on it, put a bead, hot glue 1 bead. They're all the same exact shape, so something can glue there, and maybe I'll do that. I have little bells. Maybe I'll glue a bell on there. But I suggest, if you are interested in this, go on AliExpress app. I think it's Alibaba on a computer, and search for Christmas ornament dies, and this should come up, and you can do it. Make one of these. How much fun was that? And look at it, it's mixed media. You've got, each piece is different. So it looks pretty neat. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this. And I'm going to let this dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to hang it up on my tree. Okay. So I hope all of you have a good weekend. If you're down here in the southeast, I hope you stay dry. Get your boat ready because we're going to be floating pretty soon. So, sending a lot of love to all. Ta-ta for now.